I wish you Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Source of Information, the show where you actually get real information, real time. And we're going to try something this week and moving forward, too. I have you guys up as I'm talking. I will be able to chat with you guys live. Send me your question live on YouTube. To go on YouTube, it's WSRF 1580 AM. And I'll be taking your question live and answer it for you. So for those of you guys that are listening to me, and I will be doing that the second half of the other hour of the show. So and I'll be responding to you guys live. All right. First thing I would like to start with, I had a family member that actually called me, wanted to get some information on how to apply for Medicaid, but except they're not in my state. In my state, as you are aware of, is Florida. So anything about Florida, I could do it with my eyes closed. However, when you're talking about New York, Boston, or Atlanta, or Georgia rather, it's totally different. So for you guys who are listening, who's listening to me out of state, the best way for you to get that information, Google Medicaid and put your state name of your state afterwards. So, for example, if you live in Georgia, you Google Medicaid Georgia, and it will give you the site. Now, I have not gone through. For example, the one I was checking is Georgia. I did not go through the whole application, and actually, I haven't got in touch with the person that called me to find out whether they were able to fill out the application successfully. So, but nevertheless, you could call me, and I'll be more than happy to go through the steps with you, even while you're doing it. So you can reach me always at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. I would like to hear from you guys today, because really, when you call, determine what we're going to discuss. So when you hear me come on air, normally, and I'm addressing something that someone had called throughout the week, and I feel that it's something that should be clarified by for everyone that's listening. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to start talking about early retirement. Um, During this week, I had a few calls about early retirement, and people are still confused about exactly what's going to happen when you get your retirement early. Now, let me put it a different way for you. When I first started to get into this business and getting more information about retirement benefits and all that, when people came to me and they said, well, I would like to get the retirement early, and I never discouraged them. And the reason for it, because there's two type of people that's considering getting their retirement early. It's either they facing a financial situation, and like all of us are, and some of us we're just looking for different avenues. And when we're looking for avenues, the one that's closest and the one that's easier, we tend to go for it. So I never discourage it. But throughout the years, as I filed for Social Security retirement for a certain individual, but they came back to me later on and said, they regretted having taken their benefits earlier because the amount that they're receiving is very little and it's unable to sustain their lifestyle. So now I'm more apt to discourage you from doing it, but with a very small caution. And I say it like this because, like I said, there's two reasons why someone would jump into getting an early retirement. It's because that it's a financial situation or they are sick. So because they're sick, they're not going to be able to work. So they are normally pushed towards that direction to take early retirement. So remember, when you take early retirement, and I'm going to give you various scenario. We did this, I believe, yesterday, and we gave 3 different scenarios where how early retirement could affect you. If you are, the first one we're going to give you, if you are working and you decide to take early retirement. Now, we'll give an example. If let's say, for example, you're making, for easy math, you're going to use $50,000. You're making $50,000 a year. And when we calculate, we're taking an example of someone that's been working for a while, that have worked for, we'll say, 20, 30 years. So this person already probably will be receiving about $2,000. So we'll use that amount, $2,000. But, the more you make, the more you spend. So this particular individual that's receiving $50,000 may have a high expenditure. So they're trying to take retirement benefits early so that they could subsidize their expense. Now, what happened is this. When you do that, of course, you continue to work. You continue to pay into Social Security. So year over time, your Social Security benefits is going to increase. It's not going to increase at the level whereas you're going to make up for whatever the difference that from 62 to full retirement, but it will increase. So let's say, for example, like I said, we use the example of making $50,000 a year. Remember, for every $2 you make, they're going to hold. I use the word very carefully. They're going to hold $1 for you. Now, the reason they're going to hold $1 for you is because that you have gone over the income bracket or income limit they put for anyone that's going into early retirement and that's receiving a Social Security benefits. So this year, the limit that you could make is $21,250. So remember, for every $2 you make, then we're looking at possibly you spending for every $2 you make, they're going to hold $1. So someone who's making $50,000, now you're looking at they're going to hold approximately about 20. For easy math, we'll say 28,000. So you're making 28,000 over the amount that what you're supposed to make. So now that's mean that they're going to hold $14,000 for you. Now, how are they going to do that? The way they're going to do that is very simple. Oh, before I continue, Please call me at 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580 with your questions. Meanwhile, we'll be more happy to take you live on the air. So that's, again, the number is 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So they're going to hold for every dollar, for every $2 you make, they're going to hold on to $1. So we calculate they're going to hold $14,000 for you. Now the $14,000 now, if you get, how are they going to, what they're going to do, how are they going to take it? Now, they will write you and give you an option. You could write a check for the whole $14,000, or you could put it on a credit card, or you could have them take it from your Social Security benefits on a monthly basis. So let's say, for example, you're getting $2,000 every month. They'll take they could take the whole $2,000, or you could negotiate. They take $1,000. Let's say they take $2,000, the whole $2,000. So the first 7 months, you're not going to be receive any benefits. So on the 8th month, that's when you're going to start receiving the benefits. Now, in a case like this, most likely what the Social Security Bureau is going to do is simply this. When you file for early retirement, they're going to flatly deny you on the basis that you're going to receive, they're going to hold back more money from you than you are actually going to receive. So it makes no sense for them. So for that reason alone, they'll retire. But let's say they didn't, and you continue that way. So they'll get their $7,000, and then the $14,000. I'm sorry, they get their $14,000, and what happened is that they're going to put it back in your benefit. They're going to put it back into your benefit. Now, the following year is going to show that your contribution in Social Security is, no, actually your income would appear to be $64,000. Sorry. So it'll appear that your actual contribution to Social Security is $64,000. They will eventually write you and to let you know that they had made a mistake, and they made a mistake in the calculation of your benefits, how much you should receive, and they'll let you know that we're going to increase it by this much on a monthly basis. So if you're starting at 62, and remember, we got to start concentrating on your full retirement at 67. Because everyone that was born 1959, we're going to concentrate on 1959 now. Your full retirement is 66 and 10 months. Now, the folks that, we're still part of the baby boomers, the folks that was born in 1960, their full retirement is 67 years old. So let's say, for example, you want the individual that was born in 1960. So you have 5 years that whatever you make over that $21,250, for every $2 you make, they're going to hold back one. Except for the last year. I believe that the same year that you become, at this point, right now it's 66, but in this point it's 67, then you're allowed to make, right now it's 50,000, I think 50,500, or 51,500, that's what it is. For now, that year you could go, the same year you're going to turn 67, you could make as much as 51,500. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. If you have any question for me, or you could text me via, right now we're live on YouTube and Facebook. I will be taking question directly live on YouTube. Now, I suggest that for you guys that's going live on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Once you go on, there's a black button in the bottom. Press it, subscribe, so you make sure that you get this show every single time we're on the air. Every time we're on live, you will be getting a notice, and they will be sending it directly to your phone or your email, whatever, however whatever the information that you input in there. Okay, so we encourage you to do that. We encourage you to share that information, because just imagine if you're in a position, then you're gonna get your retirement, early retirement, and you don't know what to do. So for a lot of people that have gone through that process, in fact, I encourage anyone who's getting early retirement to share their experience with us. And I usually get the same question. They wish they hadn't done it because of the amount that they're receiving is not sufficient. And once you start the process, you can't go back. You can't go back and say that I changed my mind. I don't want the money anymore. It's too small. And what I want to do now is return it, or not even return it. You're going to say, because you can't, if you a year into it, you're looking at a good chunk of money for you to return. So if you want to stop it, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. So we encourage you to share the information with different individual, because what's going to happen is that if they decide to go through that route at an early stage, then they'll be well informed before they make that decision. Make sense? I hope it does for you, because it surely makes sense for me after I find out more. I find out more information about early retirement. Now, there's another group that would be receiving early retirement, and this is a group of people that's not working and sick. They just want their money. So they will be receiving the early retirement. They full amount, and that's it. There's no money they're going to hold back from them. They're not working. There's a third group. That group is working, but that group is making exactly $20,000 or less, or $21,000 or less. So that group now is going to be receiving their Social Security benefits, and at the same time they'll be receiving an income. And the great part about that third group is that they continue to contribute into Social Security. The contribution is continued, and their Social Security benefits will continue to increase also year in and year out. Those are the three examples that we like to use. Well, we're going to give you today to support that. Now, remember, the later that you take the early retirement, so for every year that you wait, your retirement benefits increase by 6%. So for those of you who decide, well, I'm going to do it at 62, well, if you look at the numbers for 62 years old, it's much lower. And as you get to 63, 64, 65, even 66, because pretty soon, by next year, 66 will be considered as early retirement also. Right now, it's considered 66 and 8 months or 10 months is considered full retirement right now. But real soon, it will go up to 67 years old. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Let me hear what you think. Call me. Send me a chat through YouTube, and we'll be looking forward to answer your question live on the air. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to address, for some of you guys who's thinking about getting, well, this is very important. A lot of people are considering taking their retirement, and once they taking their retirement, they're considering whether they should pay tax on it. And that's something that I'm going to discuss a bit on it. But we're going to take a break. And when we come back from the break, and I'll be able to go in detail about it with you. You listen to Source of Information. We basically could listen to Tasha Cobb Leonard all day, but right now we need to provide you with some information. I've asked Pierre Daniel to call me, and he's one of the person when I have any question regarding tax. That's why I usually call to regarding that information. I'm going to try and see. He was supposed to call by now, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to call him right now, and we're trying to get him on the air to answer your question before I start going through. Just bear with me. Okay, I think we have him in the air. Hello, you in the air.
Hello, bonsoir.
All right, we're doing Pierrot, good afternoon. This hour we're doing it in English, so I hope you're comfortable with it. With basically what we're talking about is, a lot of people that's taking their retirement benefits, they have question on whether they should pay tax on it, and some have even gone to the point where they are paying tax on the Social Security benefits. And I had a gentleman that called this morning, and that was the situation. And I'll go in detail about it. But first of all, what I'd like for you to do is introduce yourself.
Yep, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Pierre Daniel. So what is the question again?
All right. Well, first of all, I wanted you to introduce yourself so everybody know who Pierre Daniel is.
Okay, this is Pierre Daniel, and I'm calling for Allen Group Services. So I'm ready to hear you, man.
Okay. Now, somebody who's taking retirement benefits, should they, the question is, should they pay taxes on their retirement benefits?
When you said retirement benefits, you said this person is already retired, so you want to take this money. So if you're going to take the money on one time, at the moment you're going to take the money, for sure you're going to pay the tax. You have to. Because what happens is, every month, and let's say you have a 401k. So every month, so when you pay, let's say you contribute like, $15. This is not taxable at the moment they took the money. So, but at the end, when you collect it, when you reach your retirement age, you're gonna get your money for sure. 100% you have to pay tax on it.
Now, for retirement benefits, this is money that isn't it? First of all, it's voluntary, isn't it?
Okay. Now, if you're gonna say for the rest of your life, you're gonna get $2,000 every month, depending on how much money you contribute on the past. So it is voluntary. If you want to pay tax because you're going to have to do a tax at the end of the year, you do it when you get the money every month. If you don't, remember, you have to file a tax return. So when you're going to file the tax return, you're going to pay the tax. We're going to pay at the end of the year. So if you don't want to pay, like at the end of the year, you don't want to pay $5,000-$6,000. It can be less, it can be more, depending on how much money you have, how much contribution money you have. So you have to pay it every month.
Now let me back up a bit. Now let's say this person is receiving $2,000 a month from Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
They have worked for a period of time.
Yeah, you have to pay tax on it.
Now, but the $2,000 they receive, if they're not working,
let's say if you said you want to pay tax, they're gonna send you 1,800 and they're gonna keep 200. If you don't pay tax, you got the entire amount, which is 2,000. But remember, at the end of the year, they're gonna send you a 1099-R. So the 1099-R, you have to file a tax return with it. If the federal tax is zero, so now you're gonna pay the tax at the end of the year.
So wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Do you have to pay tax on your Social Security benefits?
Social Security is voluntary. If you want to pay, you pay. Let's say you only have the Social Security, you don't have anything else. Some people, they have Social Security and at the same time, they work in a job too. If you don't have a job, you're only collecting the Social Security, hey, why you have to pay the tax? Because at the end of the year, let's say you contribute $1,200 for the year, they're going to give you $1,200 back. Some people, they do it because they want to have like a saving at the end of the year. You know what I mean? So,
okay, yes. So I want to be clear that you don't have to pay tax on your Social Security benefits if you're not working.
But you can't say you don't. Don't say you don't. If you are collecting Social Security and you're working at the same time, remember, let's just put some amount. Let's say you at the end of the year, you got a part-time job and you make 10,000. Let's put an amount, 10,000 for the year, and on Social Security you're collecting 10,000 too. Now at the end of the year, how much money you got coming to your household? You got 20,000. 20,000. The money you're gonna pay on the W2, you're not gonna get enough money to pay the tax. You have to pay something back. That's why if you're collecting both, you have to pay voluntary federal tax on the Social Security. But if you only have Social Security, nothing else, there's no need to pay federal tax on it because you're not going to file a tax return.
Okay.
The purpose is if you are going to file a tax return.
Okay. So basically, to reiterate what you just said, if you're not working, you're just receiving your Social Security benefits, you don't have to file tax on it.
Correct.
Okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Now, I remember, I think, the years go by real fast. So, we've done a lot of shows. I've called you a lot of time. And whenever we have any question regarding taxes, we had a situation where a lady had a certain reservation, I should say, about us advising whether to pay tax, not to pay taxes. Now, if somebody's getting a pension,
okay.
Now, are they? What's the word? The word just escaped me. So, are they liable to pay tax on the pension?
Yeah, the pension. If you get the money, some people they just collecting the money one time. You just pay tax one time and you're done. But if you said, okay, let me get my money every month for the rest of my life, or let me get my money, every month, you have to pay tax because they will send you a 1099-R. The 1099-R is the element of a tax return. You have to file a tax return with the 1099-R. If you don't pay tax on it, they will charge you.
Okay. I hope everyone that are listening actually get exactly what we're talking about. Because that's one of the questions I got this week. And I had a gentleman who was actually, he told me he was in his 70s. And they've been taking the tax from him because he asked them to. But now he's at a point where financially he's unable to continue it that way. Now, once you start that process, in order for you to stop it, you have to go to your Social Security Bureau to stop.
Sure, you can stop it. You can stop it. Yeah, sure. You can call and say, hey, I don't want to pay tax, or I want to pay more tax, or I don't want to pay tax at all. So you can do it. You can do whatever you want. That's your money.
Okay. Now, however, it takes time. See, anything that you do in Social Security, it usually take about a month to 2 months go in place. So bear in mind that if you're going to go that route, let's take the first route. Somebody that's working,
Okay.
and all of a sudden now you reach whether a certain age and you decide that you're going to stop working. Well, you gotta call Social Security a couple of months ahead of time to let them know that by this month you will be retiring completely, and so they should discontinue taking the tax, whatever the tax percentage they're taking from you.
Yeah, it makes sense. But at the same time, too, if you want to make some savings, sometimes you don't have time to stop by to a bank to make a 100 deposit every month or 200. So I got some clients. This is what they do. They let them take the federal tax, and at the end of the year, they come to the office. They do a tax return, and they have a 1,200, 1,500 back to the mail or bank account, whatever they want it. So there's sometimes a saving. If you have something to do at the end of the year, you say, okay, this is the only way you can save some money.
Well, for me, I would suggest you find somewhere to put that money, because sometime when a lot, especially right now, I think a lot of people are going through a very difficult time.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have enough money to survive every month, so there's no need to pay your money. So that this is the money you already work for it. So there's no need to pay federal tax. Sometimes you need money to pay your rent or anything you want to pay. So why you have to give that money? This is your money already.
Let me hear from you guys. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. If you have your question, or if you want to send me your question via YouTube, we'll take it also. 305-945-1580. On YouTube or Facebook, we are on live right now. Go to WSRF 1580 AM, and you will see us live. At least you'll see me live. Pierre Daniel is in his office, and we interview him via telephone. So, send me your question. I will be able to answer it for you live right now, or call 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. If you have any question for Pierre Daniel, you can answer them right now live on the air also. Let me ask you another question.
All right.
For someone, we discussed about the pension. You do have to pay taxes on the pension that you receive. Most people down here, they don't have any pension. There's many cases that prevented that. But that's something for people that's from up north and moving down here, and you find out there's a lot of those people usually have a pension, and some of the people that's working here that's in the more like the government type of job. My question is this: why would anyone decide to want to pay tax on something that they don't have to pay tax on? You gave the example of a saving, which I think most people that are doing it, they're not doing it because of a saving. They're not even thinking about that part. Because remember, those individuals are living on a fixed income.
Yeah. Sometimes you need the money to survive every month. I understand. But the retirement is different. The Social Security is not the same with the retirement. The retirement, remember, at the end of the year, the company, some of them, most of the time, they are, it's a private company. The government, you don't have to pay tax on the Social Security. Some of them, maybe they have a bank, anything, but you have, because remember, they're going to claim the amount they send you every month, which is going to give you a total at the end of the year. This amount, they will claim it to IRS. Remember, so when they send 1099-R, for your Social Security to IRS, you have to do something with it. That means they send you like $40,000 for the year, so you have to pay the federal tax.
Well, Uncle Sam is always there taking a little bit of part of his own. So, Pierre, and do you have any last word for everyone?
What is it?
Do you have any last word? Any last word?
The last word, I'm here for you anytime. So the phone number is 954-548-4522. Let me repeat it, 954-548-4522. So anytime, so just call me. I'm always here for you, man.
And give my regard to everyone at the shop.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, definitely was a pleasure to have Pierre providing you guys with that information here. Listen, I wanted to get somebody with more knowledge about taxes. That's not my forte. When I get a letter from IRS and I call PO and say, listen, deal with this. I don't want to deal with it. When I have an issue regarding technical issues, I call someone who's more familiar with the technicality of anything technical. I don't deal with it. So you should do the same. And the reason I say you should do the same because if your car is in trouble, you're not going to take it to a doctor. You want to take it to someone who knows what they're doing. So that's why we always encourage you to use someone that knows what they're doing, and that way you could make sure you don't get yourself in any problem. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Let me hear you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take your question right now live for you. One thing I promise you guys that every now and then I will continue to bring you the information on survival benefits. I think it's vitally important because every single second there's somebody that's considered no longer with us. And what I want to do is bring that information out to individuals in different communities that to know that when a loved one is no longer around at that particular time, there is an avenue. We've seen that in a lot of single mothers. And there's a particular person that just came to mind as I'm saying this. Let's get into it. Let's talk more about survival benefits. Survival benefits is a benefit it's the only benefits that's I wouldn't say the only benefits, but it's one of the benefits that's to the benefits of the survivors of the beneficiary. So, and it concentrates a lot on the young. So if you are a young family member, if one of your family members passed away and they have worked to acquire 40 credits, and 40 credits basically is 10 years of work. Some of the people that's working 2 jobs, that's about 5 years of work. Now, what happened when that head of the household, whether it's the husband or the wife, pass away? Well, actually, you could go in and file for survival benefits. Now, if they have young kids, at the same time, the wife will be able to receive it. The kids will receive a certain amount, and also the wife will be receiving an amount. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. And what I will do is we will do a show in Creole for the Creole speaking regarding that. But next we're going to come back with Dr. Similis in a few. But let's continue to concentrate on survival benefits. So the surviving family members who, for example, the wife or the husband and the children will be receiving an amount on a monthly basis. For the children, until the age of 18 or 19 if they continue in school. And when they say continue in school, that is if they are in school, in high school until the age of 19. Now, if it's once they pass the age of 19, I believe that they will no longer be receiving any survival benefits. For the wife could start receiving, if there's no young child involved, the wife or the husband could start receiving those benefits at the age of 60. Now, if you're going to receive benefits at the age of 60, what I suggest you do is when you're going to apply, you have to go to Social Security to apply for those benefits. What I would suggest you do is apply for do a restricted application. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. And I'm going to try to do it in in 8 minutes. That's how much time we have left. The restricted application, what it does is it's allow you, while you continue working and you continue contributing into Social Security, it allows your benefits that's on your own credit is going to continue to grow. You will continue receiving the survival benefits as you working, you contribute in Social Security. Your benefits is growing based on your contribution. And so when you reach, let's say, full retirement age, and now what you're going to do is look at the two. Which one is higher? So now you will be able to stop the survival benefits and take your benefits based on your contribution, which by that time should be higher. So the restricted application is very important for you to do. Now, the good part about survival benefits, you're getting 100% of the benefits. Unlike spousal benefits, it's 50% of the spouse. Well, survival benefits, you get 100% of the spouse benefits. So if this person was getting $2,000, you will be getting $2,000. Okay? So I want to continue to, and from time to time, I will be coming back with that information. I will be repeating it over and over and over again until you guys get tired of it. Because like I said, every second there's somebody's no longer with us. And right now there's somebody's wondering what I am going to do. Well, I wanted to assure you that you don't have to wonder what are you going to do. Because if you have a spouse that has been working for over 10 years, well, survival benefits will be there waiting for you. And if you're a spouse with older children, then you'll have to wait till the age of 60 for you to start receiving those benefits. And it's for life. Once you start receiving it, you're receiving it for life. And there's nothing that could stop, take it away from you. Pass this information. I really, truly, truly, truly hope that you share that information. And what we're going to do, actually, what I want to do, and I'm going to talk to JS about that, every time we're going to take a topic and we're going to label the topic on YouTube and on Facebook so that you'll have that on your record. And anytime you want to go back, you could search for example, survival benefits, and it'll pop up, and you could review the information that we provided to you. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you right now. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think about survival benefits? How do you feel about it? Do you feel that it's something that could be of use to you? We don't know. We know how long we have, but we don't know how much time we have left. Um, and one of the greatest things we could do is when we leave something for those that we have left behind. Some of us are fortunate to make some preparation via life insurance, but some of us have not. So survival benefits is the way to go to make sure that you have that protection. Um, we could go on and on about it, but we are limited on time. So instead of continue, since we didn't have any question, let me talk for the next 3 minutes about SSI benefits. So SSI benefits, the difference with SSI benefits is that there's two people that's getting SSI benefit. Disability. If you were disabled before the age of, I'm sorry, if you're disabled, you could get SSI benefits. If you 65 and older, you should be receiving, depending on whether you have no income. If your income limit is past $714, no, you're not going to receive any SSI benefits. So the income has to be a certain amount for you to be receiving SSI benefits. But SSI benefits have certain restriction. It has certain restriction, and one of them is the age and disability. The second one is the amount of money you could have in the bank. For an individual is $2,000. For a couple is $3,000. And you cannot leave the United States territory. You cannot leave the United States territories for more than 30 days. And I said the United States territories because if you go, for example, U.S. Virgin Island, you go to Guam, you go to Hawaii, you go to Puerto Rico. Well, you could spend the whole entire year there, and it will not affect your SSI benefits. However, if you exceed the amount of time that they're allotted, then now it's an issue. Because at this point now what's going to happen is that once they find out the time that you've left the country to spend over 30 days, from that time on, every cent that was given to you, you will have to pay it back. So that's something that that's very important for you to be aware of the rules and regulation about SSI and how you could take advantage of it, utilize it for good. Another group of people that's receiving SSI is those that have worked for a certain amount of years, but they're not receiving a sufficient amount. So, for example, the amount is $714, but if they're making $500 or $600, well, they could apply for SSI, and the difference, they will be able to get that from SSI to make it to $714 a month. Okay, and the benefits of having SSI also not only that, but you also will be eligible for food stamp and Medicaid. Well, my time is up with you guys, and it was a pleasure to be here with you today. We look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same station, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook Live. I want you guys to go ahead and share it with a friend, share it with a family member. It was a pleasure. So we will see you shortly. Well, it seems like we're having some technical issues, but the technical issue has been resolved. We will see you shortly next time on this same show. My name is Gilbert Franklin. You could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you guys today. I will see you guys soon. And again, the pleasure is all mine. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.